welcome back to the Flagged Off podcast again. We are recording some bonus content today. This episode is going to be an open discussion on the All or Nothing show about Spurs. For those viewing, this is going to be with full of spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, I suggest you watch it and then get back to the episode to get our views on that. And I think it's fair to say that this is going to be more of a mock review of it rather than a general review. So Sashank, I think you can go first with your points on Aurier and the character of Pochettino and Mourinho.
So this has been a really entertaining show. I watched All or Nothing by the City version to Man City version. It was not as entertaining, mainly because it doesn't have Jose in it. So this one is way more entertaining. The first difference I saw was when Pochettino was the manager. I never thought that Pochettino did anything to have any camera presence, but Mourinho, I don't know if it's just his natural self or there's some kind of adjustments he's making for the camera, but he is really, really entertaining. One of the instances, like you mentioned, the Aurier instance where he just goes to Aurier and he says, I'm very scared about you giving a shit penalty due to VAR. And Aurier's reaction to that was priceless. He tried looking like right away from Mourinho, so it was pretty funny. And then if you see that Dele Alli also laughs at it, so I think that's a pretty funny moment. But there are a lot of moments in this documentary which makes it very interesting, mainly with Mourinho's interaction with the other players, which I think the guys are going to talk about. So I think it was fun, and I'm still waiting for episodes 7, 8, and 9.
But do you think Mourinho did for the camera, like even abusing the players? I feel like he knows the camera is there all the time. That's the thing with Mourinho. He does everything with a little bit of calculation. He's really smart. So I think he did the Aurier thing because we would talk about this. Yeah, I think he's the best thing that happened to Tottenham. More people are going to know Tottenham because of Mourinho than because of Pochettino. So who cares about a Champions League finalist? 2002, 2003, there are so many finalists we forget. But just Mourinho being a manager brings so much notoriety to your club. They're going to just become famous by being hated on.
100%, I agree with that.
That's true. Yeah.
They should make a DVD of All or Nothing.
Yeah, but then I think apart from Mourinho, I was taken to Daniel Levy's character, because given whenever a transfer does not go through, you see Spurs fans just bashing Daniel Levy and reading all those Twitter comments or whatever the tweets, you automatically assume Daniel Levy to be a stubborn, arrogant guy. But then when I was watching this this documentary, he seems to come across as a well sophisticated and a well polished, a proper English sort of gentleman. And he is a very smart guy. He knows what he's doing, particularly the way he handled Christian Eriksen's transfer, where he was very open to him. And even the Danny Rose transfer, I think that's something that Gautam will touch upon. But then and also he's been very open about the fact that Tottenham have found it difficult to get into the transfers and pull in players that they want. But then you have to give credit to him, because 5 years ago I don't think Tottenham would have had that pull what they right now have. And I think a lot of it goes down to him and his vision. So, but I just, as an Arsenal fan, I just hope that they derail and they go down in a negative spiral that Andre Boa said to Arsenal, I think around 7 or 8 years back. I just want them to go down in the spiral and never come out of it.
Raw emotions from Nirushan.
Guys, one thing I'd like to add is it's funny how we're all saying, oh shit, characters, how we're talking as if we're doing a movie review. Guys, this is fucking reality. Technically, at least that's what they want us to believe. So the whole part about, this whole transfer window, for me, it was a huge surprise, right? It's not something that we saw in the Manchester City season also. How transparent the club, the players, and I would say the squad is in terms of people actually, the ins and outs. So the whole Danny Rose situation just blurted it out to the whole fan situation. What is exactly happening? To be honest, that whole moment where the Danny Levy goes the clubs that Danny Rose want to play is here. The clubs that actually. So that was basically Danny Levy changing Danny Rose's last name to Danny Rose. the whole perspective was like so transparent, bro. Because for me, it was wow, like actually players are that transparent. Because I always thought that agents were the middleman between the clubs, the actual administration, whatever. But then it just shows like people discussing Danny Rose's transfer in the cafeteria with everybody eating lunch. Come on, bro. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be that open. Like that whole thing just changed the whole perspective of transfers for me.
Yeah.
So I don't really trust and believe in the middle situation.
Gautam, that's why they're Tottenham. That's why they don't win anything.
I think this is why all the transfer news leaks
I
out.
need to bring a Tottenham fan to the podcast soon.
But do we
Are
know
there any
Spurs fan?
Tottenham
That's the
fans?
question.
I
It's
even
going
know
to be
City
difficult
fans, I
finding
don't
one.
know Tottenham fans.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult finding one.
Why do you want to support a cock, bro? Cock, bro.
No wonder he chose Tottenham.
But guys, on a lighter note, having said that, don't you think Mourinho has had more of an impact on All or Nothing show than at Spurs Football Club on the field?
Oh, but you have to give
Otherwise,
credit
it's
to
gonna
Mourinho, as I think a lot of people will take to like these. He's been roasting United. Like I think in one episode he was outright he roasted United. He was like, "At this club, I have better players than I have had at United," and also like I've never seen a manager actually like come outright and roast someone. And Mourinho's always been that character, right? He's been very directive. I think there's been even one interview where he said that I sat down with Balotelli. Balotelli was in a yellow card. First half got over. The 15-minute break, I was telling Balotelli, no, do not commit a foul.
Yeah,
He
he
goes
spent
out.
15 minutes of the half-time talk.
Yeah, and he comes back with that, and he was like, he called him a stupid. I think he called him a stupid guy, and Mourinho's always been that straightforward. But I think, like Shashank said, maybe in front of the camera he just goes a bit over the top, particularly with all this team talk and the pep talk and everything. So let's see. I mean, let's see how 7, 8, and 9 ends out because at least with City, the last episode ended with them winning the with them
Premier League.
becoming the champions and the 100 points barrier. Let's see how the Spurs episode it is going to end with
Exactly.
nothing only. But
Yeah,
let's
that's
see.
what. This is not all of things. Just nothing season.
The first episode is gonna end them not being in top 4. That is one, and also the comical. It's true reality, bro. I think everybody right now knows how much of a comical character Mourinho is. Maybe it is for the camera. It is not for the camera, but we have seen it. Unfortunately, we can see him only on camera because it's press conferences. It is all these documentaries. But to sum it up, he's actually a crazy character. Especially if you guys actually think about the whole dog dying situation. Like the Christmas Eve. Oh my god, that was so funny because he legit goes to the players and he's like, guys, I'm not mad that you train like shit. I'm not mad that you guys are not doing well in training. I'm just mad about the fact that my dog passed. So think that I'm just sad. I'm not sad for you guys.
The other one I just
But do you get?
Guess what happens? Harry Kane goes and gets injured.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was funny. The other one I want to mention was quickly. He tells Levy that Sir Alex Ferguson, the only advice that he gave him was to buy Dele Alli. That was a shocking one. So,
And he said the same thing about
Yeah, go
He said the same thing about Dele Alli. He calls him a party boy on the camera.
You're lazy.
Imagine,
You're lazy.
imagine Dele Alli. Yeah, imagine Dele Alli. Like when he sees that, now on TV, it's gonna be like called a party boy on national TV, not national TV, but like pay-per-view TV. That'd be crazy.
But forget
Yeah,
that.
and then he tells
More than that, more than calling him the party boy, he's like, you train like shit. We all know now you train like shit. On session 1, that was training session 1.
Yeah. And that too, he doesn't say only to Dele Alli. He goes around saying it to everybody that Dele Alli is a bad trainer. And I'm also looking forward to the 7, 8, 9. I think the Son and Laurie's fight, that's going to be...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that seems good, but thinking about Son, he's such a nice character from the looks of things. I don't think it's going to be anything big.
Yeah, Laurie's
Let's
just
see.
got a little out of hand there.
Yeah. But do you guys think that Mourinho's character has completely changed? No, before he used to be this villain, but after this All or Nothing, he becomes like what Gautam said, a comical character, more endearing to us. I feel a little sorry for him sometimes. You look at Danny Rose going like crazy, and like, what? You gotta deal with this guy. I understand, bro, where you're coming from. I will bash him too.
Press conference of Mourinho is entertaining AF, bro. Like you legit wait for him to see on camera, like, and then he goes on crying about like. I mean, obviously every team does like how the fixtures are congested in Premier League, bro. You've been playing in Premier League for years now. Like nothing has changed. You're just saying again and again, but it's Mourinho and it's fun to watch it different every single time. That's
He loves giving these analogies where even at United he used to do that, and now this one, that blanket, pulling the blanket and leaving
the And I love how he comes back in another conference and he's like, now the blanket has gotten bigger because he's gotten players coming back from injury. My God, Mourinho. But let's see what the ending holds.
Yeah, I think we'll have a separate discussion after the series is over.
And before we finish off, guys, one last question. In unison, we all have to agree on one team, okay? If there's another all or nothing season, which club should it be?
That's actually a good question, BK.
I will go with
I would have liked Barca. What's happening with Barca?
Definitely.
Barca would be the right thing, correct, actually.
No, Barca this year would be the best thing ever.
This is a little off topic. I know we discussed, since it's like a bonus content, let's talk about it too. Everybody spoke about this whole Messi saga in the first episode. We had our feelings, whatever. Guys, like if you look at the social media page of FC Barcelona, it's like nothing happened. They're posting Messi pictures like, yo, what's up? That's like, what's good? You guys are hitting this up? It's like that, bro. Like, what the hell? Like, there is no relation to whatever happened. That 30-minute interview is just like behind their books. It's crazy. Oh my God.
They're like Fox News.
Yeah, how social media drives these players for marketing and media content. Oh my God, it's crazy, guys. I think we should learn a thing or two from those clubs.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, guys. Anyway, I think with that, let's wind up here and let's be back soon for another open mic session. I think you all had a good session and let's do this more often. See you, boys.
All right. See you guys.